One of the biggest mistakes agents make on just listed, just sold calls is they're only looking for right now business. They have a narrow focus on, is this person ready to sell right now? And if no, they're too quick to get off the call. I say this from personal experience because I know I'll get in funks where I'm rushing through my task list and I'll jump off a call too soon without diving in a little deeper. Here's why this is a mistake. Everybody knows just listed, just sold calls are a great source to target your price point, to target neighborhood, to target a market that's actually selling and moving at a good rate. We all know that. But just because the person isn't ready to do anything right now doesn't mean we shouldn't dive a little deeper. You can have a great conversation with a just listed, just sold call and actually get someone that you can now put into your database because you've built a little rapport, built a little relationship, if you take the time to ask a few questions versus just hanging up the phone and going to the next call because they don't want to sell right now. Why is that important? Anybody that's been watching my videos knows that I talk about something called the 10% rule with your database. The 10% rule meaning however many people in your database, you'll get a 10% return on that if you put some good systems into place each year, right? So if you have 100 people in your database, you'll do 10 deals a year. 200, you'll do 20. Therefore, the more people we can put into our database, the more consistent our business can be over time, and we can actually grow our business over time if we're doing nothing else but put people in the database. Many of the top agents I've interviewed from across the country have spoken to the point of how important it was for them to add people to their database, not only in the early stages of their business, but even as veterans. This is something that both new and veteran agents just write off all too soon. And we're leaving a lot of money on the table. If you can add just one person to your database a day, one person, and even if you're only working 200 days a year, which let's be honest, I think most of us are probably working 240, 250, but let's just say you're only working 200 days a year. You know, this means you're only working 60% of the time, 66% of the time, right? One person a day, you're adding 200 people to your database a year. If we're going off the 10% rule, that is 20 deals a year we're not talking anything else. Doing nothing else but finding one person to add to your database a day. So if we would just slow down, eliminate a lot of the noise and distractions, and focused on A, treating our database correctly, reaching out to them, connecting, and B, focusing on making just listed, just sold calls each day with the intent of finding a new listing or finding one person that we connected with, had a good conversation with, and we said, hey, I really enjoyed this call with you. Would it be all right if I checked in with you every now and then and kept you updated on the real estate market? I've been doing this, making these calls for 9 years. 99% of the time, if you had a good call with someone on a just listed, just sold call, they're going to say, sure, that would be fine, right? And now you just added someone to your database with that simple procedure. Take out the noise. Work your database, find consistent ways to add to your database each day while at the same time searching for listings. And there's a synergy there that's really going to propel your business for the long term as well as the short term. If you want to dive into this deeper, I'm always happy to talk.